Hello, my name is Joe. Welcome to Color Positive Movies. Thanks for stopping by. And today we're going to talk Stranger Things Season 3. So let's get right to it. Alright, Stranger Things Season 3 is in the books. I just finished it. I gotta say, I liked it. I liked it better than Season 2. Although the storyline is similar, I think this one was just done better. 3 episodes are more of a setup. Episode 4 on just take off and are fantastic. Okay, so why does this work? It's the characters. That's the core. We care about the kids. We care about the adults. They're so well written. There's so much depth to them. The characters are great individually. They're also great together. Their relationships with each other, the banter, the caring, everything. And that's the core. That's the foundation. That's why it works. You can stack 80s nostalgia on it, and it just doesn't rely on the 80s nostalgia, which is my wheelhouse. I mean, I was the same age these kids were in the 80s, so this is like bittersweet to me. It's bringing back all those memories. Then you can add something kind of cliche like Russians. Russians are involved with this one. Reminded me of Rocky 4, where the Einstein was going up against the big evil Drago from Russia. That was the typical enemy in the 80s. And that was a sign of the times. Then you can stack this upside down and this monster and this horror on top of it. And it all works because you always come back to the kids and the adults. To Mike and Eleven, to Hopper, to everybody. And they're all important in this. There's no throwaway. And that's why I think this is so successful. And that's a good foundation of everything. You've got to care about the characters. Okay, so what's Season 3 about? It's similar to Season 2. The gate was closed, if you remember, and what was attached to Will was released, but it's still around. It's out, and it's trying to find a new host. And that's pretty much the premise of Season 3 in a real quick nutshell. Here's a warning from here on out. There's probably going to be some spoilers, so if you haven't seen Season 3 yet, you might want to go watch it, then come back. So you've been warned. I'm not going to spoil too much, but we're all going to give away. I have to give away a few things, otherwise just can't talk. I can't. You can't stay vague across about 8.5 hours worth of content. So anyway, here's your spoiler warning. All right, so characters. We have Billy. Billy has a lot more to do. He's what this entity attaches to, and this creature is like absorbing people. Billy goes out as a host and he lures people in, and it looks like The Thing. It's kind of like a throwback to John Carpenter, and these people turn to like this blob, this jello, and it really pretty nasty and disgusting, really cool, and it absorbs it, and it's growing to defeat Eleven because it knows Eleven's a threat. Kids are separated. Other storylines going. We have Nancy and John. They got jobs at the Hawkins Post. Nancy is in a bad situation. They're not taking her seriously because she's a woman. The staff doesn't want to hear anything. She's just a coffee girl. Girls can't work in this environment. You can't be a reporter. So that's going on. Dustin's coming back from camp. Then you also have relationships building with Eleven and Mike. Right, and then we have Lucas and Max. And also touches on Will being left behind. Will still wants to play games. He wants to play Dungeons and Dragons, and the other guys we don't have time for that. We got to talk about why our girlfriends just broke up with us. So it really touches on that level. This has a Stand By Me and an It feel to it. Losers Club, there's a monster. Stand By Me is coming of age, and this touches on everything. Harper and Eleven. He's going crazy because Mike and Eleven are spending a lot of time together, and they're closing the door, and they're kissing, and he wants the door open. So there's a lot of that. The mall's a big. Starcourt Mall, is the place everyone meets. That's where Steve has a job, and we get introduced to a new character, Robin. She's fantastic. Lucas's little sister, Erica, has a lot to do. She's probably got the best one-liners and comedy in the series. They're all going through their different things, but they're all chasing after the same thing. Will has that feeling in his neck. It doesn't really get to the upside. It doesn't play in the upside down a lot as Season 2 did. You don't go into the upside down a lot, although it's there, it's present. But a lot of the action is fought outside in the real world, quote unquote, and they're still trying to close the gate. You have Harper and you have Joyce. They have kind of a budding relationship going. So all these different storylines are coming together for this big confrontation at the mall. And that's the end of episode 7 and all of episode 8. You have a team trying to close down the this machine that the Russians are using to open the gate up. They're trying to shut that down. Then you also have them trying to fight this monster that's after 11. And that really comes to a head, and it's great. There's kind of a storyline with Billy hooking up with Nancy's mom. That really doesn't they don't really hook up, but that really kind of there, then it doesn't go anywhere. I know why it's there, to kind of set up Billy as kind of a bad guy, and he's drawn to this because you do get into Billy's childhood and what happened to him, and you kind of feel sorry for him and why this entities might be luring him in. But he does have a moment of redemption towards the end. I mean, I can talk for hours about this. This is just fantastic. And if you've seen it, definitely comment. And let's start the discussion, what you like, what you didn't like. I'd say one of my favorite parts, Dustin has this girlfriend, Susie, that, you know, may or may not be real. And it turns out she is real. And he needs this code. He needs this mathematical equation because it's the code to a punch key that Hopper needs to get through. And his girlfriend over the radio goes, well, Dusty Pooh, you know what you have to do. And he has to they'd sing the entire never-ending story together. and everyone on the radio, Steve and Robin have their mission. They're on the radio. They're all listening to this. And it's just great. But it takes you from that level of enjoyment to, at the end, Elle finds a letter from Hopper. And Hopper's trying to express his feelings about her. Wow, that really hits you hard. I mean, it's like, I'm not crying, you're crying. That kind of scene. I'm not crying. It just got you. And it was gut-wrenching, but it was beautiful. That doesn't work if you don't care about the characters. This is so well written. So yes, the plot is similar. Season 2, they dropped the whole other people like 11. Season 2 had a lot of that. 11 was trying to find her mom, and he ran into another girl like her that had a number. That was completely dropped. I guess that really wasn't going to go anywhere. Or maybe it comes back in season 4. I'm not sure. The very end, the credit end, spoilers if you're still watching, when they blow up the machine, Hopper does disappear. You assume he's dead, and then when you read the letter, it makes it that more heartfelt. At the end, it cuts to a shot where you got this Demogorgon, half-human Demogorgon thing the Russians were feeding people to. And they have these jail cells with iron doors you can't see behind. One guy goes, no, don't pick the American, take this guy. You could assume that the American is Hopper because you don't really see him vaporize. Billy dies as well. You know, he tries to fight. He's trying to protect 11 to the last minute to fight this creature, and he takes a mortal hit. And you don't really see Billy after that. There's no, Sister Max. He kind of goes away. So I don't know. Maybe there's a small chance Billy's still alive and he's the American in there. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how they're going to continue it. Gut says, and it feels like Hopper will come back. He's such a popular character, but it would be nice to take some risks here for season 4. I think they need more than just an entity that's trying to attach to a host again. They got to go a different direction. Let me know what you thought. What was your favorite parts? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Where would you like to see this series go? If there is a Stranger Things 4, pretty soon these kids are going to be adults, so I'm thinking this is maybe got another season or 2. I don't know if they're going to go much farther. If they're not kids, I don't know if this works, but we'll see. Thanks for stopping by Color Positive Movies. I'll check out some other videos I'll throw up at the end of this. If you like the channel, please subscribe, hit the like button, and I'm glad you stopped by, and until next time.
Perfect.